Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I wanted to show you how you can slay all day using a few tips that I like to incorporate when I know I need my makeup to last. This is going to be my foundation routine for oily skin. If you want your makeup to last all day, it's really important that you have a good foundation routine because foundation is the foundation for your makeup. Foundation is the foundation for your makeup. That's deep. Let that one sink in. Real quick because I went to this whole concert and look at my foundation and my skin. I'm not messed up. I thought I was gonna be all oily and sweaty and no. This is that Smashbox Studio skin that I've been wearing. Like, this stuff is legit. I just proved to y'all that it really does last good and through all that stuff. On coming back here and touching up and like maybe redoing my foundation, and then I looked in the mirror and was like, why I just had to do that real quick because I'm very impressed. Like, I get to just chill out a little bit before we go out because I don't gotta fix it up like I was planning, you know? Even if you don't have oily skin, you should probably watch this video because there will be tips and tricks that you could probably incorporate into your foundation routine when you need it to last. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Right now my face is squeaky clean. I just washed it and there's absolutely nothing on it. So I'm gonna start with this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is gonna be my moisturizer. I always moisturize my face. Even though I do have oily skin, it's still important to moisturize, so let's do it. This is just my preference. You can use any type of moisturizer that you want. If you have oily skin, you just wanna make sure it's oil free. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but usually before I do that moisturizer, I will put on a eye cream. This is the Bliss Fabulous Everyday Eye Cream. This is my go-to, my ride or die. It's just to prevent like any wrinkles and all the dryness that occurs around your eye. You don't want your concealer to cake up or anything. You just want to make sure your face is fully moisturized. It's really important for like your foundation routine that you moisturize and prep your face for all the stuff that you're going to put on top. Okay, so next I'm going to move on to this primer spray from Skindinavia. This is oil control one. I don't know, I just like to use it. And when I spray it, I like to spray a lot because just think about it. It's like insurance. It kind of like just helps everything stick to your face. You know, I can't talk and do this. I don't know why I'm still talking and doing this, but now that the primer spray is pretty much dry, I'm going to take this Cover FX Mattifying primer. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is the primer that I always use. It's just been my favorite. I've tried a lot of different primers and I don't know, this one's just the best for my skin. And I really just put that in all the areas that usually get pretty oily, like my forehead, my little T-zone. Is this the T-zone or is this the T-zone? This is the T-zone. This is just the other zone that's there. At this point in the routine, I would usually do my eyebrows, so I'm just gonna step off camera and go ahead and fill in my brows real quick. Since this is a foundation routine, I don't wanna like slow it down with some eyebrows, so I'll be right back. And we're back. And not only did I decide to throw on some brows, I threw on some lashes. These are Lilly lashes in the style Goddess. Just in case you're wondering, I will put the link to everything I used today in my description box, so make sure you check that out. Our face is all primed, brows done. Next thing I like to do before I apply my foundation is put this It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. And I really just take this anywhere that I have really big pores. So this is really good for someone who feels like their pores they're persistent, okay? This is going to help with that. I mainly use this if I know I need to slay all day. This not only keeps everything in place, but it also, you know, blurs my pores out. Some people ask me if you can just use any old powder to do this, and I'm not sure. I've only used this under my foundation before because it's just such a thin, fine powder that really gets into the pores. So I don't know if like a translucent powder would be fine enough to get down in there. Maybe I suggest going to Ulta where they sell this and just feeling the consistency for yourself so you can see what I'm talking about and maybe find something similar. Moving on to the actual foundation part. I know I look a little crazy, but bear with me here. I'm going to use my Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation. I'm showing two of them because I like to mix two colors because I don't know, it's just like a religious thing. I use 3.2 and 3.1. There's really not much of a difference here, but I like to mix them because it makes me feel good. Ever since I tried this for the first time, which I tried that on camera, and you guys got to see my first impression of it, my last video, but I reach for this more often than any of my other foundations because I know it's gonna come through for me. This is a 15-hour wear hydrating foundation, and like I said in my previous video, this reminds me so much of the Estee Lauder Double Wear, but better. I say better just because I feel like sometimes double wear is a little bit too drying, and I used to love that matte dry look, but now I want more dimension to my face. So this foundation has completely replaced my Estee Lauder Double Wear. I reach for this now because I just love what it does to my skin. It gives me such a flawless finish, and it don't budge. It don't budge. And like I said before, I have really oily skin, and a lot of my foundations don't really like to help me out in that department. And this one, I didn't even really need to put that powder down first because this foundation is just so bomb by itself. It even has these little light reflecting spheres to like blur imperfections and stuff, but you know, we're trying to slay all day long. We don't want nothing to interrupt that, so that's why I grabbed for the powder. And I actually wore this exact same foundation routine when I went to the Drake concert, and I even got on Snapchat afterward and was like, girl, I did not expect my foundation to last through this concert. I was nervous, I was scared, and at the end when they turned all the bright lights on, I felt good. My skin was that's what it was, okay? I even felt compelled to come home, or not come home, come to the hotel and make a Snapchat about how bomb the foundation is and how it stayed, because I just couldn't believe it. Like, I planned on coming back from the concert and having to redo my foundation. I was gonna leave my eyes, redo the foundation so that I can go to the club after. Girl, I didn't have to. I was able to take a little nap. Well, I didn't take a nap, but I could have taken a nap. I was just laying there, you know, just waiting around till it was time to go because my foundation was already on point. But you know how it is at a concert. It's hot, it's sweaty, you yelling, you hype, you're turned up. And my makeup was cute still. I didn't even have like the little lines, you know, the laugh lines, the yell lines. Ah! I didn't even have that. Like, this stuff was no joke, and it's bomb. And when I was at the concert, I was not nervous that my skin wasn't gonna look good. Like, I knew my skin was gonna be flawless. I just thought maybe, you know, me yelling and me getting crazy was gonna mess it up, and it didn't. It was really cool to be in the concert lighting, and then at the end they turn the lights on, and then you go outside and they have all these different lightings, and I knew that my skin was gonna look good, and it did, because I was taking selfies and Snapchatting and all types of stuff. And then I went to the club and my skin still looked good. I was in the casino and I went to eat. Through all that, my skin was looking good, all because it's really good foundation. Even though this is a slay all day foundation routine, this foundation can be used for everyday purposes. It's not just for when you go to a concert or all types of stuff like that. It's for any time, any day, anything that you want it to be for, it can be that. Fortunately, Smashbox also has the Studio Skin concealers. These are 24-hour waterproof wear concealers. So this just goes hand in hand with this foundation. This is how we're gonna slay all day, girl. We got that foundation that's gonna keep it on place, and then even our concealer is going to help. So this is, I like to mix. I have two because I like to mix. I'm gonna use light medium and light neutral under my eyes and all my high points. Pretty much this concealer does all the same things as the foundation, so it's kind of like you're putting double duty on your face, except this lasts a little longer. So you know how some people like to just use concealer and no foundation, girl? 24 hours, if you just use your concealer, you can be fly all night long. You could take me swimming on the first day because I got my Smashbox Studio Skin waterproof on. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? This stuff is really good at blending. You just want to kind of get to it fast because when it dries up, it's a little harder to blend, which is fine, which is good, which actually shows that once it dries, it ain't coming off, girl, until you take it off, obviously. But at the end of the video, I'll add in my Snapchat where I was talking about the foundation, just so you guys can see what my face actually looked like after the concert, just so you know I ain't lying, making stuff up. That's that. Look at how flawless my skin looks. It looks so good. So part of my foundation routine, I like to also do my contouring, because if you think about it, it's smarter to put like your contour on before you put powder on. Let's say I put powder on right now and then try to contour with a darker powder. When I take a picture with flash, the contour is not going to be as strong. You know what I'm saying? So your face might all look one color. When you have like a cream blended out and then you put powder on top, and then you on top of that you put a bronzer, it kind of, I don't know, it does something real nice. Okay, it kind of just makes the darker parts the color that they're supposed to be. If I had a little bit more of a contour shade in the Smashbox concealer, I will go ahead and just use that to contour, but I don't. So let's see, I'm gonna use this NYX Mineral Stick Foundation that I always like to use and carve my cheeks. Look, I got a tan or something because look, you can't even see it, but you know, I'm gonna fix that in a second. I'm loving how this foundation already has my skin looking matte, as if maybe I put a powder on. That's really awesome. That's just showing you that it's gonna stay in place. Yes, it's hydrating, but it's also mattifying. I'm gonna just go over that in this ColourPop contouring stick in the color Easy Peasy, just to darken it up a little bit. There we go. I like to put the lighter one on underneath because it helps this ColourPop blend a little bit better. Not saying it's hard to blend, but it just makes it smoother and looks more natural. Is that what I'm trying to say? I need to get in the gym because as I'm sitting up here dabbing this, my stomach is kind of jiggling. That is not, I'm not used to that movement and I don't like it. I got a really big forehead. What am I gonna do? What can you do? You can't do nothing. You gotta love what you got. You gotta work with it, girl. Just work with it. Okay, so now I brought a little bit more color back into my face and I can go ahead and set everything with my powder. I'm gonna be using this Laura Mercier powder, my right hand, and my go-to. When you have oily skin, it is important to set everything in place. Like right now, my skin looks nice and matte and good, but we don't want to risk that at a concert, it's not going to look oily. So it's still important to set it in place because once you put a setting spray on top, it's not going to look super dry, it's going to look good, okay? If you have dry skin and you use this Smashbox foundation or combination or anything, you might not even have to. You should try it one time without putting setting powder because it's really just that bomb. I like to put this Laura Mercier, which is translucent powder by the way, on all the lighter points. I stopped putting it on my contour area because I didn't like that sometimes in pictures my face looked a little light, a little too like all one color almost. So I'm gonna go back over my contour with more of a tinted setting powder. And in my opinion, that does make a little bit of a difference. Even though translucent is really supposed to be translucent, it sometimes, you know, isn't. And for that more tinted powder, I'm gonna use this Cover FX mattifying setting powder in the color medium. Doesn't really look super tinted through the camera, but it's a little bit more tinted than the setting powder, and it really does make a little bit of a difference. So I've got my setting powder all on and everything's good. I will usually add in a little bit of some contour powder over where I did the cream contour. So I'll just go over just to kind of bring some color back into my face, because sometimes with the setting powders, like I was saying before, the color kind of is ashy a little bit, and this kind of makes it not ashy. And after this, I would usually do some blush and some highlight and stuff like that, but I'm not going to go too deep into that because that's what I always do. I have that on every makeup video that I do, basically the rest of my routine. But this is just really like the foundation part of it, you know, to really give you that good flawless appearance. Blush and highlight always makes it all come together. So this is just the starting point for you to have fun. Now the very last step that I would take in my whole makeup routine, but I'm gonna do it now, is the finishing spray. This is also from Skindinavia. This is the oil control as well. Like I said, I got that oily skin, gotta keep that under control. So what I like to do is I just spray a lot, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a little bit of a white cast under my eyes. It's not looking too cute. This is going to get rid of that, so let's go. I am not stingy when it comes to this because it's not gonna mess my makeup up. At first I was kind of like scared and I would only just do a couple little sprays, but no girl, pile it on because this is going to keep you locked in and get rid of any white cast that might be left. Kind of just fix everything up. We don't want to spray so much that it's like dripping down. I think I might have overdid it a little, but it'll be fine. It's gonna give me a nice cute dewy look. Sometimes if I really feel like I need it, once the first layer of finishing spray sets in and is dried like it is now, it looks really good. Like as you can see, the little white cast that was under my eye is no longer there. Where did it go? You'll never know. It's magic. Anyway, I'll do another spray sometimes, but right now I don't need all that. But since this foundation is already bomb, you really don't need that, but I like to be 100% sure I'm straight for the night. I don't want to look in the mirror, I don't want to blot, I don't want to do none of that stuff. I want to be carefree and have fun. As you can see, like, my skin is looking really good. Dang near natural, like, it doesn't look cakey or super dry or anything. I feel like it just looks perfect and flawless. This concludes my how to slay all day foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it a little bit helpful. I will make sure that I leave all the products that I used today in my description box so you can check them out. If you're not subscribed yet, please feel free to hit that subscribe button below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you at my next upload. Bye!